Launch, the blueprint for building a profit-focused partnership program in 90 days. Written by Mark Brigman, PhD, founder and CEO of Partnernomics. Narrated by Matthew Longmire. Chapter 1. Quick Launch Program. An organization's ability to learn and translate that learning into action rapidly is the ultimate competitive advantage. Jack Welch. The cost of filling your sales pipeline is draining your bank account faster than water through a broken dam. Every month, you invest in additional sales reps, lead generation tools, and outbound software platforms that promise to solve your revenue challenges. The return on these investments continues to shrink, while expenses continue to grow. Your chief financial officer questions every new sales hire, and your board of directors wants to know why customer acquisition costs have doubled in just 3 years. The financial reality forces a hard truth that most business leaders resist acknowledging. The direct sales model that built your company cannot sustain your company's future growth. Your sales team works harder than ever before, but prospects have become experts at avoiding their calls. Email open rates hover below 5%, and LinkedIn response rates barely reach 2%. Cold calling generates more frustration than qualified leads. The traditional sales funnel has become a money pit that consumes resources without delivering proportional results. Meanwhile, your competitors seem to close deals more quickly, often with smaller sales teams. They land bigger contracts with shorter sales cycles. They grow revenue without proportionally increasing their sales and marketing expenses. These companies have discovered what forward-thinking business leaders already know. The future belongs to organizations that diversify their go-to-market approach beyond direct sales. The traditional path is broken. Direct sales worked when prospects answered their phones and responded to emails. It worked when decision-makers had time for unsolicited presentations and patience for lengthy sales processes. It worked when companies could afford to hire enough sales reps to generate sufficient activity to achieve meaningful results. Those conditions no longer exist in today's business environment. Cold outreach strategies are a lost cause for small and mid-sized companies. A Rain Group study found that only 0.3% of cold calls result in a sales meeting, down from 20% a decade ago. Over 90% of executives say they do not accept unscheduled calls, customer directions. They are preoccupied triaging more than 120 daily emails sitting in their inbox. Radicati Group. The cost of acquiring new customers has skyrocketed in recent years, and this trend is expected to continue. Your prospects receive hundreds of sales messages every week. They have learned to filter out anything that looks like a sales pitch before it reaches their attention. They rely on peer recommendations, industry publications, and trusted advisors to guide their purchasing decisions. They have built walls around their time and attention that traditional sales approaches cannot penetrate. The numbers tell a sobering story about the declining effectiveness of direct sales strategies. Customer acquisition costs have more than tripled over the past 8 years across most industries. Sales cycles have lengthened as decision makers demand more research, more references, and more proof before committing to new solutions. Deal sizes have shrunk as budget constraints force prospects to seek lower-cost alternatives or delay purchasing decisions entirely. Your sales team spends more time prospecting and less time selling because qualified leads have become increasingly difficult to generate. They make more calls to book fewer meetings. They send more emails to receive fewer responses. They attend more networking events to collect fewer business cards from genuinely interested prospects. This declining productivity creates a vicious cycle that traps companies in expensive direct sales approaches. Poor results demand more activity, which requires additional salespeople, thereby increasing overhead costs and putting more pressure on results, necessitating even more activity. Companies find themselves running faster and faster just to maintain the same revenue levels they achieved with less effort in previous years. The traditional path is not just broken, it is becoming more broken every month as prospects develop better defenses against direct sales approaches and competitors discover more efficient ways to reach the same target markets. Visionary business leaders recognize that continuing to invest in direct sales without exploring alternative approaches is like trying to fix a leaking roof by placing more buckets on the floor. The temporary solution becomes increasingly expensive while the underlying problem continues to worsen. The quickest route to revenue is through your ICP's trusted relationships. Direct versus indirect revenue. Most business executives only know the traditional path to revenue growth, hiring more salespeople, generating more leads, making more calls, and closing more deals. This direct approach feels natural because it provides complete control over the sales process from initial contact through contract signature. Every variable can be managed, measured, and optimized within the company's direct sphere of influence. Direct sales also offer immediate feedback that helps companies refine their value propositions and sales processes. When prospects object to pricing, features, or implementation timelines, sales teams can report these concerns to product development and marketing teams. This feedback loop accelerates product market fit, helping companies adapt their offerings to meet market demands. Where can you turn when the traditional path no longer works? The direct approach represents only one of three primary paths to business growth. Companies can build solutions organically using internal resources, which provides maximum control but requires significant time and capital investment. They can acquire capabilities through mergers and acquisitions, which deliver immediate market access but demand substantial financial resources and integration expertise. Alternatively, they can partner with complementary organizations to leverage established relationships and market presence, avoiding the time delays of organic growth and the capital requirements of acquisitive growth. The third option, strategic partnerships, offers the fastest path to revenue growth with the lowest upfront investment, yet most business leaders have little experience building and managing indirect sales channels. Strategic partnerships differ fundamentally from equity-based relationships such as mergers, acquisitions, and joint ventures. Equity relationships provide legal control over shared assets and decision-making processes. Strategic partnerships, however, rely entirely on influence, orchestration, and mutual benefit rather than ownership or control. This distinction matters because the skills required to succeed in strategic partnerships are entirely different from those required to succeed in direct sales or acquisitive growth. Recent industry studies from Forrester, Omdia, and Crossbeam showed that partner-led sales deliver 43% larger deals, 46% faster closing cycles, and significantly higher customer satisfaction scores than traditional direct sales approaches. These performance improvements occur because partners provide warm introductions rather than cold outreach, inherited trust rather than earned credibility, and pre-qualified prospects rather than unvetted leads. According to Jay McBain, chief analyst of Omdia, 75% of all global commerce flows through partnerships rather than direct sales channels. When you buy insurance, computers, razor blades, or vehicles, you typically purchase through a network of partners rather than directly from the manufacturer or original service provider. This statistic should fundamentally change how business leaders think about go-to-market strategies. Microsoft generates over 95% of its annual revenue through its network of 500,000 partners worldwide. One of the world's most valuable technology companies has built its growth strategy around partnerships rather than direct sales. While your company may not need Microsoft scale, the principle applies to organizations of every size. The fastest growing companies leverage both direct and indirect routes to market rather than relying exclusively on internal sales teams. A global Accenture study found that 76% of CEOs believe their current business models will become unrecognizable within 5 years, with partnerships being the primary driver of this transformation. An Alex Partners survey revealed that 98% of CEOs recognize the need to overhaul their business models within 3 years, but 85% struggle to identify where to start this transformation. The old-school executive mindset of owning all parts of the value chain is no longer feasible or profitable in today's interconnected economy. McKinsey research indicates that companies are increasingly leveraging partnerships to access new markets, share risks, and optimize costs, with partnership activity growing at a compound annual rate of 14% since 2016. Organizations that develop strategic partnerships as a core competency will achieve massive competitive advantages in the modern economy. Companies that build efficient partnership programs will realize significant financial gains compared to those relying exclusively on direct sales approaches. The ability to form and successfully manage partnerships with complementary organizations will become essential for long-term success rather than optional for short-term growth. The 10-Step Partnernomics Quick Launch Program. The massive proliferation of business partnerships might suggest that signing partnership agreements is the magic solution to revenue growth challenges. This assumption leads to disaster more often than it leads to success. Misinformed executives set quarterly goals for the number of new partnership deals they want to sign without considering the actual attributes that deliver long-term collaborative success. They view signed partnership agreements as finish lines, whereas experienced leaders know they are actually starting lines where the real work begins. McKinsey, CRN, KPMG, Gartner, and others have claimed that B2B partnership failure rates are as high as 70%, with some research suggesting the percentage is higher. These failures occur because partnerships involve many moving parts, each of which can create potential points of failure. Aligning resources within a single company is a challenge that most leaders face. Aligning resources between two or more independent organizations with different cultures, priorities, and processes exponentially multiplies this complexity. Industry research attributes partnership failures to poor cultural fit, poor strategy, resource mismanagement, and insufficient executive support. While these factors contribute to partnership issues, the root causes of failure run much deeper than these generalizations suggest. Successful partnerships require disciplined, multi-step processes that address every aspect of relationship development, management, and optimization. Any shortcuts or omitted steps can undermine entire partnership strategies, regardless of how well other elements are executed. Random partnerships produce random results. Strategic partnerships following proven methodologies produce predictable profits. The Partnernomics Quick Launch Program strikes the perfect balance between simplicity and sophistication for companies developing partnerships in the facilitator category, which encompasses influencer, referral, affiliate, co-sell, service, and marketplace relationships. This program is specifically designed for small and medium-sized businesses with fewer than 500 employees, though companies with as few as 5 employees have successfully implemented these strategies. You should focus on building one partnership type, typically a referral program, and fully launch and operationalize it before implementing a second program. Otherwise, you risk distraction and introduce variables that could create inefficiencies. This program provides 10 critical steps to foster partnership success while avoiding over-engineering that wastes time and resources. The 10 steps of the Quick Launch Program. Step 1. Identify your ideal customer profile, ICP. Step 2. Identify your ideal partner profile, IPP. Step 3. Develop a strategic partnering plan, SPP. Step 4. Develop a term sheet. Step 5. Identify partner candidates. Step 6. Evaluate partner candidate fit. Step 7. execute partnership agreements. Step 8, launch the first 90 days plan. Step 9, conduct partner business reviews. And Step 10, track and optimize performance. Step 1 requires you to identify your ideal customer profile with precision that goes far beyond basic demographic information. You will define the firmographic, demographic, and psychographic characteristics of customers who generate the highest profits with the lowest acquisition costs. This profile becomes the foundation for every subsequent decision in your partnership program. Step 2 maps your current ecosystem to identify your ideal partner profile. You will discover which types of companies serve your best customers in complementary ways without competing directly for the same revenue. These organizations become your target partners because they possess established relationships with the exact prospects you want to reach. Step 3 develops your strategic partnering plan, which serves as your internal blueprint for executing the partnership program. This document aligns your team around specific goals, approaches, and success metrics while preventing the scope creep and mission drift that derail most partnership initiatives before they generate meaningful results. Step 4 creates a non-binding term sheet, which communicates your partnership offer in clear, compelling terms that help potential partners reach yes or no decisions quickly rather than engaging in endless negotiation cycles that waste time and frustrate all parties involved. Step 5 identifies specific partner candidates that match your ideal partner profile using systematic research methods that uncover companies you might not discover through traditional networking or referral approaches. Step 6 evaluates partner candidate fit using objective scoring criteria that ensure you invest time only in relationships with a high probability of success rather than pursuing partnerships based on gut feelings or personal preferences. Step 7 covers partnership agreement negotiation and execution, utilizing 7 proven practices that protect relationships while securing favorable terms and structuring agreements that motivate partner performance, thereby protecting your company's interests. Step 8 launches your partnerships with detailed first 90 days plans that ensure immediate momentum and eliminate the slow starts that plague most new partnerships by giving each company a clear direction about what to do, when to do it, and how success gets measured. Step 9 establishes partner business reviews to maintain relationship health and optimize performance through structured meetings that keep partnerships on track, identify growth opportunities, and prevent neglect that causes productive partnerships to decline over time. Step 9 implements performance tracking across 3 critical areas: partner recruiting, partner engagement, and revenue generation, utilizing both leading and lagging indicators that predict partnership success and enable continuous program optimization rather than relying on hope. This comprehensive approach addresses every aspect of partnership program development and management. Most companies fail at partnerships because they focus only on recruiting partners while ignoring program structure, relationship management, and performance optimization. The 10-step process ensures success across all dimensions of partnership program execution by providing a systematic approach that makes partnership success intentional and predictable. Recap and actionable steps. The traditional direct sales model has become inefficient and unsustainable for most companies. Customer acquisition costs continue rising while conversion rates decline. Sales cycles lengthen while deal sizes shrink. The math simply does not work for companies trying to grow using only direct sales approaches. A hybrid approach that incorporates indirect channels through strategic partnerships provides a proven path to larger deals, higher closing rates, and shorter sales cycles. Partnerships provide access to warm introductions, inherited trust, and pre-qualified prospects rather than the traditional path of cold outreach, earning credibility, and capturing unvetted leads. The Partnernomics Quick Launch Program provides a structured 10-step process to build a profit-focused partnership program that can launch within 90 days when you follow the prescribed timeline and complete assignments on schedule. Your first step is to acknowledge the limitations of your current direct-only sales strategy and commit to exploring indirect channels through strategic partnerships. This commitment must originate from the executive level, as partnership programs require sustained support and resources to succeed. Begin by identifying which facilitator partnership type makes the most logical first step for your business. A referral program works well for most companies because it contains minimal complexity while delivering short-term results when properly structured and managed. Review the 10 steps of the Quick Launch Program and prepare to dive into the first step, defining your ideal customer profile with the precision required to identify complementary companies that serve the same customers without competing for the same revenue. This foundation step determines the success of every subsequent step in your partnership program. Schedule time on your calendar to complete each step according to the prescribed timeline. Partnership programs fail when companies treat them as side projects rather than core business growth initiatives that deserve dedicated time and resources. Your fastest route to new revenue runs through the trusted relationships that already exist with your ideal customers. The companies that serve your prospects today can become your partners tomorrow when you follow this systematic approach that takes partnership success from a nebulous art to a predictable science. Thanks for listening. This has been Launch, the blueprint for building a profit-focused partnership program in 90 days. Written by Mark Brigman, PhD, founder and CEO of Partnernomics. Narrated by Matthew Longmire. Copyright 2025 by Mark Brigman, PhD.